Welcome to the Melanated World Network. Produced by DM3 Entertainment. Letting you know that melanin is sexy. And learn to love melanin masculinity. And letting the ladies know that virtuous femininity is your superpower. And encouraging men to be on their purpose. And the ultimate goal is a melanated nuclear family by any means necessary. So sit back and enjoy yourself, and you might learn something. What's up, world? I'm back with another video, and this one here, I'm back to talking about us as a people and the situations we got with the ladies, trying to give the ladies an understanding and putting a mirror to them so they can wake up. Because as you see on this clip here, you hear a lot of times ladies talk about protection. But as you see on the video, it says if they stand behind you, give them protection. If they stand beside you, give them respect. And if they stand against you, show them no mercy. So those who fall in each one of these categories will understand where they stand. So do not be offended by this video. If you are one who stands behind your man or who stands beside your man. But if you're going against your man, then this video is for you. Let's go through it. I'm going to show you different clips and show you what they're saying, and then I'm going to chime in. So let's go.
A woman needs love, a man needs respect. But it's almost easy for us to say, well, he can get my respect when he earns it. Can you imagine if your husband said, she can have my love when she earns it? Just as much as women need love, your husband needs respect. Not only was he created to be able to need this, to receive it, he was built that way. He's going to be drawn to the places where he actually does receive it. Whether it's his workplace, some of us are like, why is he always out of the house? Why doesn't he like to be at home? Why does he always feel so grumpy or look so grumpy when he's at home? But then for some reason, when we're out with his friends or when he's at work, he's thriving there. You see so much joy in him. It's because he's receiving respect. He's going to find respect in the relationships where he receives it. And if that's the case, we've got to figure out a way to understand that there is a true need for a man to be able to receive respect.
So hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you understood what this young lady was trying to express to you, that a man needs respect. So when you, as a woman, pick a man to be in a relationship with, you should be picking the man that you respect. If you don't respect them, then there's no reason you should be with him. There's no reason you should sleep with him. There's no reason that you should think of him in any form or fashion of being a person that's going to be over you. Yes, and I say over you because you ask for protection, and that is a form of protection, is to be over you and to help you. So the key here is respect. And like she said, if your man is never home, he feels like he's not getting the peace and respect that he needs. So you have to realize that and understand that the most important thing is the key is respect, showing a man respect. And the other part she said, and if you really understood, it says, stop with this boyfriend, girlfriend, this I don't need a man situation. You should be looking for a husband, someone to build a family with. And I'm going to go on to the next video, but that definitely was the first one. So let's get into this next one. Here we go.
I don't really want women that make their own money because then you can't control women. You guys don't want to be providers or protectors. You guys want to be controlling and manipulating.
Quite frankly, I think that was a delusional statement because there is not a man in this world that goes to work and leaves out at 5 o'clock in the morning with whatever he does to go and pick up trash cans for $22 an hour for 16 hours a day to come home with his paycheck to say, I'm going to control this. There is not a man, there is not a soldier that goes and gets deployed to Iraq to get shot at and IED'd and bombed for 15 months out of the time to risk his life for his country just so he can come back home and control this. Men have standards and we've woken up to the bull. The fact of the matter is, I don't want you to be a hoe. If you want me to protect and provide, because quite frankly, you would not even you wouldn't even look my way if I couldn't, I should be able to have some standards of you. So if that means that you ain't popping pussy and popping and stripping and showing your titties to everybody in the world, I should not be wrong for not wanting you to be a hoe. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not controlling you. I have standards for you. Now, when you tell me that, hey, I would not date a nigga that worked at McDonald's making minimum wage because he can't show me nothing or can't be nothing for me, I respect it. That's your standard. But here I come and say, hey, I would not want a woman that is going to broadcast her body that I have worked extremely hard for to have access to the freaking world. I'm wrong then. So you can have standards, but I can't.
Now, this second video is so important, ladies, because you got to stop being brainwashed. You got to stop being sheep following the nonsense that's being propagated to you, that a man is trying to control you, trying to manipulate you. Like the young man said in this video, we don't have time to be going to work all day long, doing what we do. Taking our lives at risk, doing whatever we do to come home and say, hey, I'm here to control a woman. We are not here to control a woman. We are here to have standards, like he said, and rock with a woman who respects us for the standards that we have, and she wants to be that helpmate and that individual who will be a part of that man's unit so that they can raise a family properly and know that it is not about controlling. It's about living in a strong unit that is cohesive to raise a beautiful family. I ain't gonna go too much farther than that, but remember, ladies, stop being brainwashed with this foolishness and this feminine talk. Let's go to the next video.
Baffles me the amount of women that are like, I would never let my husband tell me what to do. I'm not his child. And these same women, they'll go to work. Their boss says, hey, I need you to turn this in by 5 p.m. They say, yes, sir. The HR manager says, hey, I need you to stop saying this to your employees. They say, okay. The trash man says, I need you to put your trash cans beside the road on Wednesday mornings. They say, okay, and they do it. The speed limit sign says, don't go past 65. Guess what? They don't go past 65. The nurse says, hey, you have this condition. I need you to take this medicine. They say, okay. Your single friend will say, girl, you don't need to do this for your husband. You need to tell him this, this, and this. And they say, I can trust you. You're the expert. Literally, everybody else in the world will tell them, jump. And they say, how high? And they do it. But when your husband, who has a covenant with God to protect and provide for you, tells you, hey, I don't think you should do this. Yes, you should do this. No, you should not do this. It's a problem and you're oppressed. You know,
What's amazing to me how this all ties in, first and foremost, respect. Then the next one is, women thinking that men control them. But the ironic thing is, you ladies go to work every single day and you have a boss and a boss tells you what to do. You don't come. Don't be trying to control me. Don't be trying to do this or do that. But y'all are quick to do it with no problem. But when it has to do with your husband or the man that you choose to pick in your life, you have all his mouth. But the thing is, you shouldn't have it. You should show that more respect to the man of your house. And I remember talking to a girl one time and I said the same exact thing. Why is it that when your boss tells you something to do, you have no problem with doing it? But when your man asks you to do something, you got all the mouth in the world. You know what this woman tells me? She says, my job is paying me. That's why. Well, I would say this. If your man is being a man like he's supposed to be, he's paying the mortgage on that house. That's payment. That man is putting food in your house. That's payment. That man is protecting you anytime some kind of intruder comes to your home. That's payment. That man shows you love and respect. That's payment. That man gives you money to do all the little things you say you want done. That's payment. So if you say your boss pays you, that's why you show him respect, then your husband pays you also. So show him some respect. That's all I got to say having to do with that video and that clip. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go.
No, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need you.
20 years later.
Our black men, we want all y'all back. Because we love you, we see you, kings, and most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you. And most importantly, we need you.
Now I'm going to say this. That last clip was so important that all you young ladies that's in your 20s right now, don't be like Megan Thee Stallion coming out your mouth sideways talking about you don't need no man, but you want a man. And then 20 years later, sounding like Taraji talking about we need you, don't go nowhere, and have issues with brothers dating white women, Asian women, Spanish women, and every other woman on the planet Earth. But when you were in your 20s and you had the beauty that God gave you to pick a decent, lovely man, you want to run around and have hot girl summers all day long and just running yourself ragged. And then when you get to the point where you're not as desirable as you used to be, now you want to come running back to the so-called melanated American man, and you're so sad that it's not going, and now you want to beg for something. Don't get caught up in such a situation. Learn that when you are young is when you are supposed to search and find a man who will protect, he will provide, and he will pamper you the proper way, and you show the respect to be that woman on his side, to be that helpmate. This is what y'all need to understand. Now we're gonna go to this next clip. I'm gonna talk about this next one. So let's go.
Someone is in my comment talking about that I am too old because I am 43, that I am just like an old car, and old cars have absolutely no value and nobody wants. So apparently, but let's just say what I think about an old car is definitely not what these people also think about an old car, because I'm going to show you a video. You let me know what you guys think about this old cars, because when they say old car, this is the type of old cars I'm thinking about.
Now, ladies, her picking this type of car, yeah, she fine. She look good, just like this car looks good. But if you're a woman who looks as fine as she looks, but she has a lot of baggage, meaning a bunch of baby daddies, a whole bunch of kids out of wedlock, that means it's like looking at this Corvette here, but there's something wrong with the rack and pinion steering. There's something wrong with the engine. There's something wrong with the tires. Yeah, it might look good, but is it truly good looking? So that's why people say an old car. Because on average, most people don't keep their car up. They tend to have it looking raggedy and messed up, and it gets old. And that's what you mostly see here in the West. Women do not keep themselves fit, feminine, and friendly. And that's one of the biggest issues. So that's the video here. And I just had to drop some clips and react to these things because it's getting crazier and crazier out here. So we have to be young men and older men and start putting the narrative out here and correcting it and showing you what it should be. And before I get out of here, I'll hit you with KS, Kevin Samuels, and let him tell you once again, and may God show mercy on him. And check out this clip, and I'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, 27, time to sell. 30, 50% off. Over 35 on clearance. 40, outlet. 50, Goodwill Salvation Army.
So, ladies, remember, trying to get the highest value for what is no longer there. Look for the best man or good man at your highest value, and that's in your youth. Till next time, peace.
The American public is not stupid. They're not going to buy this.
The American public are a bunch of fucking morons. You know it and I know it. They will buy whatever we sell.